Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name's Badriyah. I'm 5th semester of English department in Hasim Ash'ari University. Well, I'd like to tell about my summary of my novel, and the title is Looking for Alaska. Miles Halter is tired of his predictable and friendless, so he decides to attend Culver Creek boarding school in Alabama for his junior year of high school. He tells his parents that she's going to seek a grade, perhaps that there's something more for him. Miles meets the colonel, real name Chip Martin, Takumi, and Alaska Young. The colonel grew up in a trailer park, Alaska, and her dad don't get along, and Takumi is just kind of there for a while. The three take Miles, nicknamed Pooch because she's so skinny, under their wing and introduce him to the social under of campus. Mischief making, smoking, cigarettes, and drinking. They have to avoid the eagle when they're creating mischiefs, so they don't get brought before peer jury and appropriately punished. After Miles is chased pretty hard by the weekday warriors, students who stay only during the week at the boarding school, his new friends vow to help him return the favor. Miles meets Lara and goes on the triple date with her. The colonel and his pseudo girlfriend Sarah, and Alaska and her college-age boyfriend Jack. The date ends with Miles getting a concussion from a basketball and rappelling on Lara's shoes. Also, the date doesn't really mean anything, because Miles is well on his way to falling in love, plus some combination with Alaska. Time passes and Miles continues his involvement in shenanigans and obsessing about Alaska. He stays on campus for Thanksgiving to try to get with her, but all he gets for his trouble is a sense of homesickness and confusion. Miles, the colonel, Takumi, and Alaska, and also Lara pull an epic prank on both the eagle and the weekend warriors that involves blue hair dye and fake progress reports. And during their hideout, all the friends find out that Alaska's mom died of an aneurysm right in front of Alaska when Alaska was 8, which explains a lot about Alaska. A couple nights later, Miles and the colonel and Alaska are hanging out Alaska's room. Both the colonel and Alaska are drinking to celebrate the epic prank, but Miles isn't. Alaska and Miles make out a little. Dream come true moment for Miles, but then Alaska gets a phone call from her boyfriend Jack because it's their 8-month anniversary. Then she freaks out and leaves campus in her car. Miles and the colonel help her go by setting off fireworks on the England's porch. And then all students are called to the gym the following morning for an announcement. Diego says that Alaska has died in a horrible car crash. Emotional train wreak issues for all students, but especially for Miles and the colonel. The colonel and Miles are consumed with guilt. They fall about with each other in class and with her other friends because they are caught up in how Alaska's died, their capability, and whether or not she committed suicide. The two friends try to unravel the mystery. They go to talk to the officer whose car Alaska hit. They steal a breathalyzer from the Eagle's house to figure out how drunk Alaska actually was, and they talk to Alaska's boyfriend, Jack, in the minds of these. They ignore both Takumi and Lara, she and Miles dead for like a day. And at the same time, Miles is trying to come to grips with who Alaska was and who he wanted her to be. Time flies so fast. Eventually, Miles and the Colonel come to terms with their loss and grief and give up on the mystery of Alaska. Then they throw themselves into their studies. The old man signs a final exam essays that asks how each student personally gets out of their own labyrinth of suffering. Finally, Miles has some answer for the question and writes about them in his final exam, thus writing himself out of his own labyrinth of suffering about Alaska. Well, that's all of my summaries. Thanks for your nice attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.